5 at noon is being brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday, and you tune into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isana Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. ICJ hears Belize-Honduras dispute as Guatemala seeks to join. Orange wave hits Belize City as 16 days of activism gets underway. UN Women warn of rising digital violence against women. And Belize unveils Mixed 7 survey, a data-driven push for children's rights and equality. These stories are coming up in just 1 minute.
When I was a student, ICB was there to protect me, ensuring my education and future. When I got my first car, ICB was there to protect me, providing excellent coverage and peace of mind on the road. When we moved into our first apartment, ICB was there to protect us, securing our belongings and giving us a sense of security. And when we got our first house, ICB was there for us, protecting our home and everything we've worked so hard for.
At every step of your life's journey, ICB is there for you. For more information, call 224-5328 or visit our nearest branch.
Welcome back. The International Court of Justice today heard arguments on whether Guatemala should intervene in Belize's sovereignty case against Honduras over the Zapadilla Keys. Belize told the court it won't oppose Guatemala's participation if it helps, but urged coordination of both cases to speed up rulings. Honduras strongly opposed, calling Guatemala's bid, quote, unnecessary and, quote, a Trojan horse to reopen its own territorial fight with Belize. At stake is whether Guatemala has a legal interest that could be affected by the court's decision. Honduras says no, pointing out that Guatemala already has a separate case with Belize and that the ICJ rulings bind only the parties involved. The court will hear Guatemala's response tomorrow before deciding if it can join the proceedings. Belize City was a sea of orange today as activists, leaders, and everyday citizens took to the streets, marching from the Civic Center to kick off the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. This year's theme, Unite to End Digital Violence Against Women and Girls, isn't just a catchy slogan. Organizers say it's a wake-up call. Why? Because technology-fueled abuse is one of the fastest growing threats, and it doesn't stop at the screen. It follows women into their real lives. Thea Garcia Ramirez is the Minister of Human Development.
We need to keep it on the front burner, so to speak, and then we are asking that as well as showing the cases, because there are many and they are horrific, that we also try to educate the public where they can get services, where they can call, who they can reach out to, and most importantly that we report. We must report to the relevant authorities. Leaving a comment on Facebook is not reporting. So you need to reach out to the police, you need to reach out to the National Women's Commission, and especially reach out to the ministry to make reports wherever abuse, wherever there is violence, report.
The internet promised connection and empowerment, but for millions of women and girls, it has become a hostile space. Online abuse is surging, driven by artificial intelligence, anonymity, and weak laws. From harassment and stalking to doxing, deepfakes, and non-consensual image sharing, digital violence is being weaponized to silence women worldwide. The numbers are alarming. Fewer than 40% of countries have laws against cyber harassment or stalking, leaving 1.8 billion women and girls without legal protection. Women in leadership and journalism are frequent targets of coordinated attacks and gender disinformation. 1 in 4 women journalists report online threats of physical violence, including death threats. What starts online doesn't stay online, said UN Women Executive Director Seema Bahaus. Digital abuse spills into real life, even leading to femicide. Laws must catch up with technology. While reporting remains low and justice systems lag, some progress is emerging. Countries like the UK, Mexico, Australia, and the EU have introduced online safety laws. As of 2025, 170 nations are working on solutions, but efforts remain fragmented. UN Women is calling for global cooperation to make tech and AI safe, stronger laws to hold abusers accountable, and urgent action from tech companies to remove harmful content and hire more women. The agency also urges investment in prevention through digital literacy and culture change. This year's 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign demands closing legal gaps and holding perpetrators and platforms accountable. UN Women is launching new tools for lawmakers and police to tackle tech-facilitated violence. Until the digital space is safe for women and girls, true equality remains out of reach. The government of Belize, together with the Statistical Institute and UNICEF, has just launched the results of the country's latest multiple indicator cluster survey, better known as Mix 7. It's one of the most comprehensive snapshots of life for women and children in Belize. Mix 7 is part of a global program run by UNICEF in more than 120 countries. Here at home, it covered over 5,000 households and looked at everything from health and education to mental health, child protection, and even gender equality. In total, the survey tracks 126 indicators, 40 of them tied directly to the Sustainable Development Goals. That means Belize now has hard data to measure progress, make smarter decisions for the future. This project costs about $1.9 million Belize dollars, 80% funded by UNICEF, with the rest coming from government ministries and international partners. Why does this matter? Because reliable data is the backbone of good policy. These findings will help shape programs that give every child a fair shot to survive, thrive, and reach their full potential. The full report will be out early next year, but the launch sends a clear message. Belize is serious about protecting its children and meeting global development goals. That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
News 5 at noon was brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Are you passionate about your community? Got a nose for the news? Greater Belize Media is expanding, and we want you. We're calling on correspondents in every municipality across Belize to join our dynamic newsroom. Share the stories that matter. Be the voice of your own. Step up. Speak out. Join Greater Belize Media, where your story begins.